Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? What's up? We are back. Check my vocals. Yeah, I'm good. You're good.
What's up, gang? We're back. It's React and Draw live stream
Back again on this wonderfully
for
chilly
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
October 4th. Yeah, it's chilly Tuesday in New York. Summer is over. Apparently, fall is over.
Right.
Fall is still here, but it just feels like it's jumped to winter at some point. Yes, it's October. It's Halloween season. You know what's funny? It's like Halloween seems to be celebrated more and more every year as it goes on. You know what I mean? Like every year, Halloween is getting bigger. Like people are celebrating Halloween in September. You know what I mean? Like Halloween is becoming like the new Christmas or something in society. Like it's like people can't wait for it. They're planning out their Halloweens.
It's a new spiritual shift, sir.
It's possible. It's possible. It's a spiritual shift towards paganism. You know, you got TikTok, you got witch talk, right? Bunch of young Gen Zers dabbling in the witchcraft. You know, the dark arts.
Got the crystals and the tarot cards.
That's right. The sage, right?
Right.
All kind of stuff. You know, the about to summon all the demons, all the spirits. You know,
It's
the
good. They
blood
could.
god from Blade. They're gonna summon that guy.
Well, oh yeah, the blood god who possessed Deacon Frost. He's coming
That's
through.
right.
Summoning
In the
Mundus.
dubious CGI of 1997. You know. 98, I'm sorry.
Summoning Moondus, summoning Dog or Die, summoning the dude at the top of the building in the Ragnarok episode of Ghostbusters that only you and I remember.
Oh, that's deep cuts, man. You're talking like real Ghostbusters. This is real
Yeah, that was super boomer.
early Gen X or late Gen, like is it, what is it? It's late Gen X, early millennial information right now.
Yes.
Talking about some real Ghostbusters cartoon right now. Underrated cartoon. I hope they never reboot it because they're going to screw it up.
Can you imagine? Like they just reboot. Oh my god, bro.
It seems like it would be like a slam dunk, though, right? Just continue the real Ghostbusters. It would be like fantastic. Like as an idea, as a concept, like you would just, just pick up where the other one left off and do more ghost stories and stuff. But they would just mess it up. Like,
Right. Yeah, no, they would. That would be Yeah, I wouldn't like that at all. That'd be
yeah,
very
because
disturbing.
Hollywood can't calm down. You know what I mean? They would just like ramp it up. Whatever agenda they got, they're just gonna ramp it up. You know, best to leave things in the past. And you know what, man? Look, I'm just like everybody else. I fall for it. You know, when they pop out the new remake of something, the reboot, I always got to check it out because it just tugs at the nostalgia seams. You know what I mean? I
I
mean, I'm
get
a
you.
nostalgic guy. You know, I got an 8-bit background behind me. You know, like
You're
it's just
targeting
that
your
when they,
weakness.
yes, they targeted my weakness. You know, and it is a weakness. I mean, look, some people they don't keep carbs in the fridge. You know, whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
because they know they're gonna eat it. You know, like they have an addiction. Look, I like nostalgia. I like nostalgia back then. I remember in the '90s, I was into the '80s. Like no one was even into '80s nostalgia back then.
That's
They're
true.
ready to they're ready to dump that in the dustbin of history or something. But you know, I was into nostalgia even as a youngin.
Right.
I think the only
It
called
does.
legacy sequel right
Mm-hmm.
now that's any good is Cobra Kai at this point. I think
Right.
because I've been disappointed by a lot of recent material.
Are you saying you didn't like the fantastic RoboCop remake? No, let me stop. I
It
can't. I can't even make that joke with a straight face.
was just like they didn't really understand what they were trying to just inverse or what RoboCop the original was about to make it different, but in doing that, they didn't make anything better than the original
No,
or as
I
good.
mean RoboCop was perfect. I don't need a remake. There was like unnecessary. It's probably one of the top 10 most perfect movies, right next to like I don't know Terminator 2. And,
Yeah, and RoboCop has like zero filler.
right.
Like if Hollywood or the Academy took genre films, sci-fi
Hmm.
films seriously, RoboCop would have had an Oscar nomination for best editing because there is zero fat on this film. And I've seen the extended cut where they like put more violence in and all that, but the original's still just as good. It's just as good.
Well, I
Like,
guess they didn't need all the other stuff. But
no, it just like it's perfectly conceived.
hold on, just checking something. Alrighty, so hold on, let me bring up my news page right here. Wait, what's this? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yesterday we were trying to watch the Wakanda Forever trailer on Twitch. I didn't really care that much. Hey, where is it? There we go. Oh, hold on. I need to extend that. Just give me a second.
So today Sean picked the news items, so I'm gonna be along for the ride, riding shotgun.
Right.
He'll have to walk me through these as we discover together. As we walk through together, we traverse through the landscape of insanity in the con world that where we reside.
I don't know. I don't know why. So, yeah, I don't know why, but for those who don't know, I decided against my own. I don't want to say sanity. It didn't drive me insane. Like to watch She-Hulk, all 7 episodes. Uh, I don't know when.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know when they actually drop. I don't know what day they drop, but yeah, I digested all 7 episodes. Uh, but I mean, I was doing it. I was watching it. It wasn't for nothing because I wasn't like I was watching it while I was like trying to multitask on art, so it wasn't completely wasted time. What were you gonna say?
No, I don't know. Just trying to say it's a little masochist.
Yeah,
Put your brain to this, but you're a professional. This is a professional live stream. You
yeah.
have to review
I
the
mean,
material. So.
I wouldn't try this at home. You know what I'm saying? Like for anybody
Mhm.
watching, I would not. You know what I'm saying? Do not do what I do. Do not try these stunts at home. Um, don't- so just like unironically watch She Hulk. Like unironically watch. I mean, like I don't know, like watching. Maybe you could like watch one episode, but it's funny. So I try to watch it while thinking about like, okay, obviously I've seen all the YouTubes, I've seen all the clips online. You know what I'm saying? I already know it has an agenda. So I was like, let me be a human being and put that to the side and see if the show is fun or something, irregardless of their agenda. Yeah, it's not fun at all. Like there's zero. I'm trying to remember a scene. There was the. Am I allowed to talk about spoilers here? Like I don't know if anybody even cares about She-Hulk spoilers. There's not even really anything to spoil because there are no stakes in this show whatsoever.
Mhm.
There's no overarching villain. Well, I guess Titania, who's Jamila Jamil's character. I guess she's like a villain of sorts, maybe. But yeah, there's no stakes in it, so I don't know. There's not. I know you can't really. There's no real spoiler to be had. I'm trying to remember the parts I actually smirked at. Uh, Bruce built a bar out in the jungle somewhere, and he had like a research facility, and they like I don't know. I think I remember they like smashed it, and then like he said like some joke or something, and I was like, I
It's
can't even
like you try
remember the
to piece
joke.
together. It's like just like trying to piece together your memories from Memento or something. Like,
Yeah, word. I like.
there was a facility. There was Bruce Banner might have been in it or something. Like, has the show's level of quality had destroyed your short-term memory glands or something like? Just
Well, I mean, I'm trying to remember the joke because it wasn't even that funny, but he said something, and I was like, "Hey,
like the premise of the show is different from the comic book, right? Because the premise in the comic book, she was like, as part of like she was caught in like a shooting, right? And then Bruce Banner had to give her a blood transfusion, and then she became She-Hulk. So in this one, it's a little different, right?
yes." So in this one, they're in a car, and a spaceship comes out of nowhere. I guess I don't know if it's from the Kree or something, but spaceship comes out of nowhere right in front of their car, and they end up like diving off a cliff, and they, during the fall of the cliff, like Bruce cuts his arm, and his blood seeps into her blood. That's it. That's how that happened.
Blood in, blood out, bound by honor.
Right. So yeah, that's how it happened. It's kind of lame, but I was like, okay. And then of course, like, she what happened after that? Um she kind of like stumbles off, and then she tries to like go to a bar to meet her friend that I'm trying to remember. And then like she like accidentally like turned into the She-Hulk or whatever. And then Bruce ends up finding her, and then they spend some time together whilst uh he's trying to explain, how to, control anger. He puts her in like a whole this little glass cage with like some buzz saws on it, and makes it close in on her. It's kind of sadistic.
Right, I remember I saw that part of the
And I'm just like, bro,
trailer.
like, what is the off chance that you that she does not Hulk out? Like, and it was kind of funny because I'm like, why did you even have a wall with buzzsaws anyway? This little place, apparently Tony helped him build it, and I was just thinking, like, why do you have this wall? But anyway, yeah. So the whole scene, just to summarize that, just the whole episode basically just was Jen showing how much better she is controlling her Hulk powers than Bruce ever did. Um, but I don't know. They were like, they were like two little siblings fighting each other off and on. They try to have some cute scenes or whatever. Then the infamous scene where she explains how she'll always control her anger better than he ever can because she's had to deal with you know issues that women deal with, like catcalling and mansplaining and things of that nature. And because of experiencing those things in life, that she can control her anger better. It's completely excluding the fact that Bruce has had a traumatic experience and tried to unalive himself. But whatever. I mean, I think there's enough YouTubers that have gone over that.
And yeah, and the scene, I've seen that clip a bunch of times on the internet. That was played purely for like for drama. It wasn't like a comedic statement she was making, right? Like,
No, 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 no. It wasn't a comedy. That was a dramatic clip. Um, but basically, if I could sum this show up. Well, first of all, like I said, I already knew what I was in for when I was watching it, right? So I'm watching the thing, and yeah, none of those jokes stood out. I don't know what is up with, and you could tell me because you saw Thor: Love and Thunder. See, I don't know what kind of fracture here, y'all. Like, uh, you know, they saw Thor: Love and Thunder. I didn't, and I ended up watching She-Hulk. So we're like, I don't know, trading MCU notes right now.
yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder. Thought, see, I think the thing is that Marvel, they now think they're comedians at this
Hmm.
point. They're like laughing at their own jokes. They think that they're funny. They think they redefine comedy for a new generation.
Right.
And it's just like unfunny and annoying. Like, you know. they had some quips in between the action and the superheroics and the plot and the drama and stuff. But somehow and comedy was the least of their in terms of quality, the tricks they can pull out the bag. You know what I mean? But apparently they've elevated their comedic stylings to the top of their talent stack. Like they think like that is the height of their abilities right now when it actually isn't. So
Right.
now I feel like we're gonna have to endure the I don't know, the comedic non-stylings of the Marvel, I don't know, actor class. Like you're gonna have to, it's like Shecky Marvel, like going up to the brick wall comedy hour and amateur night and like bombing in front of all his friends and coworkers. We're gonna have to experience that feeling
Right.
every time a Marvel show drops on Disney Plus or a film reaches your local theater. Like it's gonna be pretty bad.
Uh, uh,
Like in order to do comedy, you have to actually hire some comedy writers. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
You need
Punch up
timing.
these scripts.
You need
Yeah, you need
timing.
comic timing. You need actors, comic actors, or
Right.
actual comedians. Just to like, even some to like check the quality. Like if the comedian is laughing, then you'll know it's a pretty good joke. Like
I
you need
mean, I
like an
did. Oh,
expert there.
sorry, Sam Rogers here. Good morning from Australia. Hey, Sam, what's up? What's up? How
Hey,
you doing?
how's it going? Welcome. Welcome back to live stream.
Uh,
Yeah, we're just talking about Sean saw She-Hulk.
I sorry. I
He's fine.
I just saw something right now that Eric July just posted. I don't even think I could talk about this. But it is Marvel it is Marvel related, and apparently Marvel has teamed up with the uh Big Farm to promote. Look, oh, okay. That is corny. Anyway, yeah, so I saw She-Hulk. Um Sam, if you haven't watched She-Hulk, I would suggest you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, leave this to the professional. I gotta stop doing this. I watched all the Resident Evil. Like this is getting a little ridiculous. Um, if if uh if I was to give my full impression of She-Hulk, it's like when you go to work and you have those harassment training videos.
Mhm.
That's She-Hulk. Literally, like every dude on there is either in one or two categories. They either um incom- incompetent, fun-loving, or dumb, or a combination of all three, or they are 100% sexist a-holes. There's no in between. And I was like, wait, really? Everybody? Like everybody? Like there was like the most two-dimensional thing I've ever seen. Like it literally looked like one of those training manuals. And trust me, when you work in the corporate world, they send you those training they give you those training videos like every year. It
Mhm.
They even acted like them too. Like it kind of like acted. Their acting was probably on par with, and they had Wong in there. Wong was useless. He had like one funny. It wasn't even funny. It was like cute or something where like he had this rival magician or something that he was trying to get rid of, and he ended up like Wong ended up encountering some like Cali girl or something, and then like they became friends or something. Like I guess that was supposed to be like amusing, and it actually could have been like the juxtaposition of that actually could have been amusing, but they don't know how to write humor, so they messed up.
They deal with Wong's like inner life. Like, does he want a girlfriend? Does he want a family or something? Or is he
I
just like a
mean,
magician monk? Or he's just like inert? Like,
oh, he's a nerd. He's a nerd.
just
He's a nerd. I mean, he's spending his time. He was trying to watch The Sopranos, and she jumped through a portal because the magician like threw her in like into Wong's like domain by mistake, and then like she spoiled like Sopranos for him or something. And like that was like supposed to be funny, I guess. And you know what's funny? It's like there's things in it that could have been funny, but the delivery sucked. So and what they said wasn't funny. It's like
It's like whoever get the show run this, like it's like I don't know, it's a bunch of writers from BuzzFeed or something. It sounds like
I
pretty
just
bad. Like to me, if I said, okay, I'm gonna make a She-Hulk comedy. First of all, the John Byrne run of the comics,
mhm,
which I got as a kid, you know what I mean? Like I
mhm.
read those books and they were funny, but it was more like the style of Deadpool, like talking to the camera. Do they have any of that in there? Like the breaking the fourth wall
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, no,
thing
she
going
broke
on?
the fourth wall. I mean, that's probably the most endearing thing that she did was break the fourth wall.
Okay.
Um,
And but if you read the John Byrne stuff, it's almost like an episode of The Simpsons. Like in order to actually, accurately do a that series, you'd have to have a big budget because sometimes she goes into space and sometimes like,
right,
she does deal with superheroics along with like the comedy and all this.
right.
You know, Sam Rogers says watching She-Hulk is self-harm. Why would you do that?
It was. I'm gonna go to like I might go to like one of those therapist, psychiatrist, or something. You know what I'm saying to make sure that doing okay. Things I shouldn't. So I will say that I was. I don't know if you were on earlier. I was like completing art while it was on, so it wasn't like I was. It wasn't like I was just like bleeding my eyeballs for like no reason. Like I was actually busy, you know. But I was still paying attention. I mean, it's not hard to pay attention to She-Hulk. Like it's just like it's 30-minute episodes. They fly right by, and like the content of them is just so. So everything is basically There's now look. I'm not a professional on She-Hulk, uh, but most of the episodes are basically, as the writer put it, which I'll put on some clips of her in a moment. They were just like supposed to be fun loving, like the last episode she spent um whining about a dude who wouldn't text her back after they slept together, so she felt ghosted. So like Abomination and a bunch of characters were trying to like do some kind of group therapy with her or something. um
Group therapy.
yeah, because he's a changed man now, you know what I'm
Oh, brother.
saying. Yeah, I'm just giving out all the spoilers now. I don't know.
I'm sensing some kind of attempt or some kind of desperation. They want to reach like a certain demographic for this show, like the jaded millennial in dating life in the 2020s.
Yes, yes, but I'm like, why would they be? What? I don't know. Like the action is not like dope or nothing, so there's nothing there. If so I would go there for like the cool action, right, or the comedy, and they had none of that. So I'm just like, I don't know why I'm here. So like you said, I guess like those that demographic is supposed to be their target audience.
Like they want to do a show about dating and use like She-Hulk as like kind of like a I don't know, like a vehicle
Mm-hmm.
to deal with modern dating life or something. So you would still have to be funny, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those old episodes of Sex and the City were funny, you know. Of course, that was a different time, you know. We don't even live in that world anymore. Like the late '90s, early 2000s, those days are gone. Like, everyone's like triple checking comedy, you know.
Right.
People can't even host the Oscars because they're looking at tweets from 1990, 2000 or whatever, six or whatever. So, immediately in my brain, if I was the head of Disney and they said, okay, someone's got to show run this, the She-Hulk show, who do we get? And immediately I just think of, well, we have like $1 bajillion. We can get anybody we want.
Right.
So I don't know, get the people who ran that '70s show. Looks like they haven't been doing things in a while, right? Let's get them to run it. Bonnie and Terry Turner, they did Third Rock from the Sun. They did
That would have been a
70s
good idea.
show.
That would have been a
Like
good
get them
idea.
to do and make this thing funny because comedy is a little different from drama. Like a series, you have to have a series of jokes that work. Like the more jokes that are funny you have, you string them along with the plot. But if you are not a comedian, It's like you shouldn't be doing a comedy, you know.
Right.
My goodness.
But
Sam
yeah.
Rogers says no one will watch this stuff if they don't hijack something popular. That is true.
So
You
actually,
know.
on that good point. So I have a clip here that I'm only gonna play a couple of seconds from because apparently like in the show, by the way, if y'all didn't already hear, um, the villain is Titania, and apparently the villain is also us, me, Dan, y'all, anybody who doesn't vibe with the show. So like she finds a website where they're making memes about her or something, making fun of like incels in the show, like in the show in real time. I'm like, wow, this is almost impressive to be honest. I was like, yo, that's like a new level of yelling at the customers. Like now, we've transcended to putting what they deem are the customers in the show.
Right. Like they knew that people were going to complain
Yeah,
about the
like
show.
beforehand, like so you knew. I was like, all right, like I don't even know what to think about that. Like it's almost some kind of mad genius move. Except that too wasn't funny either. Like none of it was funny. Uh
It's not like they went on hiatus. Like you know how some shows they go on for like 12 or 13 episodes and they take a break in the spring, get some feedback,
mhm.
you know, because the show's off the air for like a month and a half.
Right.
And then they do new episodes with the information that they had now. They do some retooling. So it's not like they took some time off and said, oh, they're making fun of me. Let's attack the fans. They knew
Yeah.
that the fans weren't going to like this. And they attacked them anyway through the
Yeah.
show. And they will make claims, like they had a shareholders meeting over at Disney and they would say, oh, we're not like a radical left-wing activist company because one of the shareholders got on the phone and was saying, look, is this, especially when they fired Gina Carano, they were like, oh, is this like some kind of activist company or is this like a real, business focused on making profits? And they said, no, we don't take sides. We don't do politics. We don't. But this show has not only, I guess, upended that notion, they also are actively engaging in the slander of the fan base or the potential fan base.
Yeah. I was just like, okay.
Within the program itself. Usually they relegate that to the marketing.
Yes.
To insult the fans.
And
now they've incorporated it into the show for some kind of full spectrum dominance. What they call it, synergy. Is that what they call it in the corporate speak? They've received woke synergy.
It's like they've become. I don't know I don't know how to describe it. It's like woke Akuma, woke Super Saiyan level.
Yeah, level 4, level 5, whatever. Dragon Ball GT levels of annoyance of the customers. The funny part is a lot of the even normie people, like regular people, begin to notice this.
Yeah.
So like I don't know when the birthplace of all this started. Maybe Ghostbusters 2016. That's when it went down.
Yeah, probably.
So now it's taken almost like 6 years later. People have decided that it's they got it. Like, oh yeah, don't insult your fans. Don't insult demographics, and they won't watch the show if we do that. Yeah, that's what Elizabeth Banks finally realized. Like the
I was
light
just
bulb
about to
went in her
mention her.
head.
Yes, when we were
The
talking
light
about her
bulb
last
went in
week.
her head, and I don't know how, because usually these people are not self-aware at all. But when Charlie's Angels flopped, and and she was part of that. She was saying, "You're not watching my show. Like you don't respect women if you don't watch my movie." Now she's like saying, "Oh well, that was a mistake." Not her. She's not taking culpability for herself in that. She's just saying the marketing department was wrong for that, or leaning into that. And journalists weren't helping when they were saying that. So now that has finally, thanks to her, and her half-hearted non-apology. This notion has finally seeped into the mainstream. Like a little worm burrowing in, like Like Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan, it's burrowing into the brain of the mainstream right now, and this could be a good thing for
But
more
it
improved entertainment.
has not reached Disney because they're going ham. So,
Yeah, because they were the most profitable of
well,
the
yes, yes. I mean, because they got that money.
cringe
Yes.
entertainment right now. They were a top dog by providing non-cringe entertainment because they were doing the MCU
Mm-hmm.
and they let the Russo brothers and I guess Joss Whedon before he got
Oh yeah. And the
yeah
Russo brothers was like
canceled
the Russo
in
brothers
order
were
to
the
focus
greatest thing that happened to them. Huh?
right, and they were pretty much focused on whatever's working. Will double triple down on that. Now those guys are gone, and now they're just dealing with Kevin Feige and Victoria Alonso, and and they're basically just making up whatever they want to be the new storylines.
Right. Hold on, Samra just said goodbye, guys. Great stream. All right, Sam. Thanks for stopping by. He said earlier the controversy is the only way for them to get eyeballs.
Yeah, he says that's why you need the Rippaverse.
And there you go.
Yeah, you need new entertainment. This is obvious because it's like, what else are you gonna do? Like, they do need the controversy because if this show was called anything else, just like superpowered woman gets powers and be a lawyer, it's just like no one watch it because the comedy writing isn't that good.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So yeah, I just had here a clip from the one of the most the enemies of Disney. The straight male incels. Oh, I mean, sorry, that's Star Wars girl. And she had
now
a
you have a
good.
series of clips, all right, guys. So you have some clips here.
Yeah, I have some clips. She just brought up a good point. Like, I'm not gonna play her whole video. If y'all should go check her out, by the way. Hold on, let me find.
Now, this person on the screen is the showrunner of She-Hulk,
Yes,
right? Because I've seen this face before
yes, this is
on the internet, right?
Jessica Gao. And I
Right.
can play her full interview, I guess, right after this. But I just thought that this little insert was because Star Wars Girl is familiar with She-Hulk. She's read the books, so she knows what she's talking about. Hold on, let me just go right here. Make sure I got my volume decent. Right.
Wait for it.
When Jen Walters first
Cena
gets her
edited.
Hulk powers, she is not psyched. Just as I feel any woman in her position would probably not be psyched.
Women!
Because she didn't ask for it, she didn't plan for it, and it's a complication in her life. And if she could return the powers, she absolutely would, because this was not what she wanted.
And this is how we all know that this woman has never read a single issue of She-Hulk in her life. Now, this is actually an incredible Hulk panel. And so let me read you. And this is the She-Hulk, and the She-Hulk was born. I'm the victim no longer. I fight back as the She-Hulk. I'm aggressive, positive force for good. And then this is Bruce. So you don't blame me for what I did to you. Blame you. I'm trying to tell you that I'm so grateful I could kiss you. I like being green, fighting supervillains, being an Avenger. Because for those that don't know, if you didn't read, she was part of the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. Cousin, we're not monsters. We've got a great gift, the power and the ability to do good. I thought you understood that once you were able to control the change. I've tried, but it's hard. Of course it is, after all you've been through. But you're, excuse me, I was getting the hiccups. But you've friends who will stand beside you no matter. And then ... But see, that...
Okay, so the reason I play that that clip is because as I watched these episodes, excuse me. Yeah, all she did was beast about like how she couldn't be She-Hulk. Now, I mean, if we're gonna go with source material, and we're citing that as source material, that is like literally the complete opposite in attitude that she was in the show.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's basically all the benefits of being the Hulk without the drawbacks.
Right.
She gets to change at will back to her old self or become She-Hulk and then, leap tall buildings and
Right.
smash things up and, be the perfect physical specimen. It's just that you're green. That's
Yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
who wouldn't want that? Like everybody in the world would want that.
Well, except for I don't know the wine aunt that was I don't know this Jennifer Walters in the show in a show that was basically a harassment training video but
They couldn't help themselves, It's like they can't mind comedy out of anything nowadays,
no.
So they can only follow what everybody else is doing.
Right.
So if there's a female lead, they just had to, you know, go for the whole, socio-political thing where like woman can be a butt of the joke, it can't be funny. Like it's not like you're doing like Legally Blonde or anything where like it's actually funny.
Yeah.
You need to. I don't know. It's crazy. We got some people in the chat. We got JPV Music. What's up?
Oh, what's up, bro? How you doing? Say Anna is great. The total package.
Yeah, I saw that. Star Wars girl had a retweet from William Shatner.
Really?
Yeah, got a retweet from William Shatner because she went to William Shatner. Paid the ticket. Got a picture taken with him and this, and then she posted a video, and then he retweeted it, and then said, "Oh, you should change your name to that Star Trek girl on your Twitter or something." And then she did or something, and then he liked that, and then he said, "Hey, Mark Hamill, look what I did. I got her to change her name to that Star."
Right.
And he probably doesn't know that Mark Hamill probably doesn't like that Star Wars girl because she hates the Last Jedi and the new Star Wars movies.
Whoops.
So it's a shame that Twitter, I think, is like ruined entertainers, like really,
Yeah,
because they're yelling at their fan base. They're getting crazy. William Shatner's got the right attitude. He doesn't take it seriously.
yeah.
He likes the fans.
He's chilling.
He's chilling. He's the captain. He's chilling. He's going into space.
Speaking of yelling at your fans, this I'm probably a day late on this, but one of the stars of She-Hulk, which happened as I'm trying to watch this freaking series, Jamila Jamil, she had a whole tirade on Twitter. I don't think it went well. Let me go get it. My bad. Where is? Oh, here we go. Let's scroll all the way to the top. It's a long article.
She plays Titania.
That is correct. Yes, that is correct.
Super villain.
Where she did the most awesome straight jump kick that looked like I don't know some Liu Kang joint.
From Mortal Kombat.
Yes. Specifically one. Yes. It says here, She-Hulk star Jamila Jamil says she wants to engage with critics so I can learn following Twitter spats. Well, I want to read her original tweets, though, before anything.
Some wild outfits, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what she looked like in the comic books, but...
I'm not sure what this look is right here. This is... I can't really describe it. It's like it's like something out of a 19 like I can't really describe what is this look right here. Like it's
I don't know.
She got like a blazer with shoulder pads. Like I can't really.
I don't know. I couldn't.
Like, what is it?
It is. It's interesting. Who's
the 60s throwback?
Who's the costume designer for this? JBP
I don't
says
really know.
Shatner's a pimp.
Shatner's cool, you know. He likes the fans. He's up on the Twitter lingo. I always like Shatner. I always took his side on shit. Like, you know, people were trying to diss him, saying, "Oh, he hates the fans and all this." He was on Saturday Night Live. He just made a joke, you know.
Right.
I remember like they got on him for Saturday Night Live because in the 90s, because he did a joke where he was at a Star Trek convention and some people were asking him like nerdy questions like, so in episode 3 when you had the dilithium crystals, and then he's like told people like, what? I don't know, get a life, okay?
Oh
You
no.
know. And
Oh
then it was
no.
just like they said, oh, Shatner's an asshole, he doesn't like the fans, and
Right.
so then he had to like, I don't know, spend years trying to say that that was just a joke and I love the fans, blah blah blah. I love being the captain and this, that, and the third. And he wrote an autobiography called Get a Life
Mm.
because that was like the gag. It's a good book. Anyway.
All right, so I'm looking here. So this, I think, was her original
Unlike
tweet.
this is not a joke. She's just yelling in anger to some
Yeah,
fan.
she's yelling. What was this in response to? I probably should just read this in chronological order, to be honest. Credit where credit is due. Despite the widespread panning of Marvel's latest misstep, She-Hulk attorney at law star Jamila Jamil is not burying her head in the sand, as Titania actress recently made a rough to start effort to engage with and learn from even the most vehement of the Disney Plus series critics.
You know, it's interesting though. It's like, I know that they encourage a lot of these celebrities to have social media, but once you become like mega famous, do you really have to comment on everything and comment
No,
to your critics at all? Like,
no, you really
I
don't.
mean, it's not like they're like a part of some indie band that has to like, I don't know, tweet 8 times a day in order to get attention from like 4 people and stuff. These guys are representatives of a billion-dollar corporation. You
Right.
know, they just need to post like a pic of them shopping in the store, or like they're like putting on an outfit once
Right.
every 2 weeks or something to get like, you know, 200,000 likes. Like they don't need to like, you know, battle on the internet for their career, you know.
Just do fun stuff like Drew Barrymore and Go Frolic. Oh wait, she got canceled with that.
These celebrities are like hoisted up by like major networks and shows like Extra and Inside Edition and Entertainment Tonight and all this. Like they don't need to run around yelling at the fans like they're trying to get, I don't know, semi-viral on a Keemstar video. Like it's like what are they doing?
I don't know what. I don't know. Twitter. It's always Twitter. Which, by the way, there's stuff going on with Elon, but we'll get into that later.
Anyway, let me see her tweet. Like, what's going on?
So if we scroll down here, I guess was this the
Mr. Sandman, I guess, putting careers to sleep, saying all that buildup of 20-minute episodes for nothing to happen. Smile emoji, laugh emoji.
That's a laugh.
I should
Yeah.
say. You won't be seeing a 2-seasoned Fry. I guess this means 2 seasons.
I suppose.
A second season, but he's saying it like 2-season Fry, like seasoning fries or something. Is that how it's?
I'm not sure.
You know,
Didn't really get the reference.
yeah. It's not even like, you know, the most you know, well-written tweet in the world.
No, it's
either.
not.
Like,
It really isn't. But you know,
pretty much is skippable if you're some multi-million-dollar celebrity.
yeah, I wouldn't have stopped on this, to be honest.
Exactly.
Oh,
People in the chat. Brina's here. What's up? What I miss?
You missed
Hello.
my I basically mean just saying that I was trying to watch She-Hulk, which I hinted at yesterday on Twitch. And to me, it was highly unfunny. That's not, and it felt like I was watching a harassment training video from work or something. Like all the dudes were just like all of them were like overtly like sexist, and the ones who weren't were just dumb. CT Mars says, I didn't even know She-Hulk got a show. I mean, it's barely a show, bro. There are there's no stakes in the show. I don't even know who the villain is. The villain, I was saying earlier, the villain is you and me and anybody else who has any. Well, I mean, maybe you'll watch the show and like it. I don't think y'all will, but
I think Disney just has to step back. I mean, they have too many shows on.
yeah,
They're spending crazy money right now. There are no scripts. There's no talent behind that can carry this amount of content that they want to throw at the audience. It's just they gotta stop. Like, slow it down, man. Like Dennis Hopper said in True Romance. Like, slow it down.
Oh man, so
anyway, so Titania, aka Jamila Jamil, says, "Dude, who cares? I got to live my dream and be in a Marvel project and go to events where I got to meet all my favorite Marvel stars and talk to them about their movies. And I got paid. My cup is full. But how is your life going?" Well, she's basically throwing her money in this guy's face or something.
yeah, this is yes, she is.
And I mean, it's that's never a good look, because there's kind of like silent rules to this thing that I'm sure any PR person or one of those media wranglers or handlers would tell you.
Right.
Back in the day, they used to have these, and I guess they still do, but apparently they're all taking a whiz or something. But there used to be like these PR people, the public relations people, that would like sit you down and be like, "Hey man, this is what you say to the press, this is what you do not say to the press. If somebody comes up to you in an airport at 3 a.m. and they need a autograph, you sign it, okay? Don't insult them, because we live on the internet." But apparently, forget it. Like, they just say what they want. So she basically just said like, "Oh, I took it, I got rich. I'm talking to celebrities, I'm networking. That's all that matters. Whether you get a good show out of it, that's secondary. The show is successful. We were #1 in America last week. If we don't get a season 2, I'm beyond happy with what we have. We made a lot of people happy. We were happy and loved it." Well, that's nice. I mean, and you have Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers says, "If the show is a success, as you say, there will be a season 2 and none of these so-called haters will matter." Which begs the question as to why do you continue to focus on negativity when you claim there is so much positivity? Because why only live in a bubble of congratulations? I engage plenty with the people who love the show. Fair enough. I can't really argue with that. I don't like the show at all, but I'm fine with others enjoying it. Oh, that's very nice.
Very civil, to be honest. Like,
very civil. CT Myers says he's not watching it. And I'm not watching it. I mean, Sean watched it.
Watch it.
Hey, this is right. If he wants to watch
I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah.
She-Hulk was still better than Resident Evil.
That I can believe.
Yeah, because at least like She-Hulk had some kind. I mean, there was hardly a direction because these are I don't know, episode of the week joints.
Yeah.
But Resident Evil was just freaking terrible. So.
I mean, So I guess she had a back and forth with some of these people, and it went weird. Oh, she's still talking?
Yeah, she's still going, bro.
Someone said maybe. Wait, what did the first tweet say?
Oh, this is.
Well, if it says maybe next time you get a job, you will study the source material. Oof. Now, I mean, she's only at the
because it's
working on the behest of the showrunner, so and the writers.
It's the writers. So. It's the writers. I'll put on a clip of the writer in a bit.
She could study all the source material she wants, but if they're gonna write her not doing any of that, then it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Here she comes. I didn't write the show. I knew the source material backwards. They changed my character, and it was a fun, cartoonish diversion. It's a satire. Try not to get so upset and take everything so seriously. This is the thing Oh, I seriously doubt you know the character. Okay, bro.
Oh my God, this will go.
The
Oh my
funny thing is,
Lord.
like, what is the point of this? Because you're not going to talk anyone into liking the show by going a back and forth and disathon and doing the dirty dozens with them. Like, you're not going to say, "Oh my God, I got a clap back on the internet from Jamila Jamil. Now I'm going to watch the show again with a new fresh pair of eyes and enjoy everything." It's not going to work out. It's just not going to work. Like, see that she's totes not mad. Even yes, it's double horns.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even tells you the heavy metal sign, whatever. Sweetie, you're a little more than a meme of bad CGI and a busted whoa.
Oh, because so apparently she damaged her
Oh my goodness.
butthole during
Oh, that
the making of this. I don't know what
she
happened.
fell down.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm like,
Oh my
what? That
goodness.
freaking sucks.
Wow. The internet is rough. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, yo, like,
Yo,
chill.
yo, you're at a 10 right now. You do like about around 2 or something.
It's like you got poor
Like,
Jamila.
whoa, dude. Titania says, "No, I just think it's funny. You're the exact stereotype of the guys we make fun of on the show. Fun of in the show. Not all guys, just guys like you. So no wonder you're upset, dude. It's okay. Let it out, babe."
But it's funny because this was the thing I was talking about when this joint looked like a trainer manual.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was so concentrated. But it's funny because she knew not to say not all guys.
You're right. Here.
It's
But
funny
is
because
that
she
reflected on the
is
show, though?
no. Not
Where's the good dude on the show? Is he there yet?
Wong?
7 episodes, 7. Wong, that was it. A guy who doesn't get with any girls. 'cause
Yeah,
he doesn't
my man
deserve
Wong,
it.
Wong is asexual, you know what I'm saying? And Bruce flew away in like episode 2 or something. Like he went to another planet or something. I guess to do. Are they doing World War Hulk? I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's kind of an asexual show or something. Didn't she hook up with some guy? Because I see in the trailers that she's like picks up some dude and walks off with him. She carries him like a baby to bed.
Oh yeah, that guy. So that episode was interesting. And like the guy, like she actually she was feeling him like mad hard, and and he was feeling her because the whole thing was she was trying to get dates and she wasn't getting dates, but then she decided to make a profile instead of as Jennifer as She-Hulk. And then like people was like, "Oh, I'll date She-Hulk," you know what I'm saying? Like they all knew her identity. So then it was kind of messed up, to be honest. Like I didn't the dude was feeling her and she was feeling him, and she had to do something with Wong real quick, came back, and they did the do or whatever. And then afterwards she woke up in the morning she changed back to Jen and he was like, "Oh, I gotta go." And I'm like, "Really, bro?" She's still She-Hulk. Like she could literally turn back into this old stuff. Like
wait a minute. Like he saw her in her regular form and was like, "I gotta be out."
Yeah. Like it didn't make any sense. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm like, yo, like, okay, let's pretend the entity known as She-Hulk is real, and you are more than aware that she could turn into this form at will. You're not leaving in the morning because you saw her regular form.
And her regular form is still an attractive woman.
Right.
Like what?
She's pretty. I was like, what? I was like, get out of here. I was like, who wrote this part? This is so dumb. Like, I was like, all right, B.
And first of all, like Tatiana Maslany, who is in Orphan Black, she can get dates, okay? Like in real life. And she looks exactly like the person, that she is, because she's that person, you know what I'm saying? She's an attractive woman. She's gonna get dates on the internet. So you're telling me she was on the app, she couldn't get any dates?
She couldn't get any dates, but as soon as She-Hulk,
please.
I was like, all right, this is dumb. This is just dumb.
I mean, on the apps, they're gonna get dates. Maybe it's not by guys they want, but they're gonna get dates.
They could have did it where like she was getting dates, but then as She-Hulk, she was getting mad more dates or something.
Right. That makes sense.
But like the dude who just like bounced out, like, oh, I gotta go. I'm like, come on, son. Like, like please stop.
So no good dudes. No good dudes.
Yeah, and then she met
Wong. I'm sorry, Wong, who doesn't.
Wong and Bruce who left.
And is Wong in the friend zone or something? He's
Wong's in the friend zone with the Cali girl or whatever.
He likes her.
No, I don't know.
He doesn't express anything.
They just be chilling, watching movies, and she be like, she just comes over like, "Hey, Wongers." That's what she calls him and whatever, and they just like watching.
Why is he on the show? Like, what is he?
I don't know.
It's a show about dating and like relationships. He's just there.
Yeah, but he is immune to the theme of the show.
Right. It sounds like she's immune to the theme of the show. I mean, I don't know. The guy, like, is this a show like Ally McBeal is about her like getting relationships with dudes, and he's a lawyer show, and it's about. But in this show, it's a show about relationships, but there's no relationships. It's a superhero show, but there's like not really a lot of super heroics going on. So it's like, what is the show about? It's neither fish nor fowl. So where does it? Got to pick a lane, right? And drive down it.
I couldn't tell you that.
Anyway, she responds to, says, no, I just think, she said it.
Sorry, my bad. Right. Let me scroll.
So that was the end of that. Was that the end of the Twitter drama? That was the last.
Hold on.
But why make fun of anyone in the first place? Men are allowed to make fun of women at all in entertainment if they want to stay in entertainment, that is. Why the double standard? And she says, have you seen any stand-up comedy? It's all girls are like, women are like. This is comedy. My character pokes fun at misogynist women is comedy. It's lighthearted.
It's still not funny.
It's the most boring garbage Marvel ever made. It makes Captain Marvel seem like a masterpiece. In no way. It's just show number 1. Can't wait till it's over so I can stop reviewing it. Well, man, this is a miserable and aggressive way to live and speak to strangers, dude. Did you feel a bit called out about the way we discuss men talking to women online with so much animosity? To be clear, it is absolutely fine if you personally don't like She-Hulk. I know it doesn't appeal to everyone. Some people effing love it. But can we all agree that you don't need to be so hostile when you express your feelings to me? We are all fans. Let's talk nicely. You don't have to answer all the trolls around the platform. Just have a connection with people who appreciate and admire your work on She-Hulk. I love and enjoy your series, and I'm trying not to care about all these toxic negative comments on social media.
Good advice.
Actually, I really want to hear and engage with critics so I can learn. I value Marvel fans, but I can't hear them when they're screaming. And when people are randomly rude and personal, it brings up my defense, and nothing productive happens. If you want me to hear you, be humane.
There you go.
See, people, this is the Hollywood elite. Oh my goodness, this is going on forever.
Yeah, this is good.
She's still going, hey man, can we talk? I don't think us behaving like Alley Cats are productive. Do you think there's a better way to communicate your frustration than to write to an actress saying her show is garbage? Surely you have more vocabulary to express constructive critique.
Good grief. I'm not even going to read all this.
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Look, dedicated to this community. This is interesting. Because it has to do with like fan interaction, like as an artist, in the modern era, how do they communicate with their fandom or their fans, or should there be any communication at all? Do you expect too much from your fan base? Like, why talk about it? Like, there's a lot of questions right here.
Brina just said you might as well go on her Twitter with all these receipts.
Yeah. I mean, man, this was like a lot.
I will say, hold on. I'll be right back. But I have a point to make as soon as I get back.
Okay. In the meantime, I'll read the chat. It's like, says, yeah, she says she should study the source material. The writers should study it first. Yeah, because she doesn't write the show. She just acts in the show, Brina says the actors studying for roles is like icing on the cake. True. CT Meyer says getting into Twitter wars with regular people shaking my head. Yeah. Like, why? You know, it's like, what's the point? And you notice she only wants to talk to the most angriest of critics and fans. You know, she wants to give her attention to those people. Like, if anyone says like they loved it, you know, is she responding to them? We don't know. I'd have to like look through the whole Twitter thread. I assume not, but it's possible. Brina says they're supposed to be doing World War Hulk. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Damn, you might as well put the Twitter. Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, you know, she's responding to these, you know, what they call misogynist men or something like that, right? Which is kind of interesting because, like, you know, like how a lot of these shows and stuff, you know, with similar writing styles that talk about these women are dating these jerk men,
Mm-hmm.
and initially they get attracted, or you know, it's kind of like how she's responded to guys online. You know, she's responding to people to have an argument with, you know, ignoring like her real fans or something, like,
Right.
you know, like they want the smoke, you know, they want to fight. Like if they don't like the show and they're tweeting at you, you can just ignore it, I guess. And
No.
just, but this is all they can have because that's the only thing that's giving the show promo and the heat. That and plus you said in the beginning of the stream, you said that they made the show, they made an episode to the show devoted to yelling at fans on the internet.
Yeah.
So maybe this is just part of the promo, part
Oh,
of the extension of their marketing campaign, their attack the fans marketing campaign.
I will say this. Now reading through all of Jamila's comments.
But I think Jamil, she does, like, you know, really go on back and forth with people on her own Twitter
Yeah. Like,
about other things too, like politics and things. This is what I've heard.
right. Now, I don't know about her politics, you know, personally, although I could take a pretty good guess. I will say the one thing she messed up on was talking about like her money, like in the beginning, like,
Oh yeah, like I'm rich.
yeah, like
I
that.
got paid.
That's where people got set off. But other than that, like her other responses to their responses was actually pretty civil.
Yeah, yeah. And in a way, though, although it's not probably the outcome that she wanted, I do appreciate that, you know, they pull back the curtain a bit so we can confirm why people do certain things.
Right.
Like, you know, she basically told her motivation. She said, oh, you know, they made me the star of the show. I get to talk to Marvel people and work with Marvel, and I got paid doing it. You know, it's like they have these movies. Like, you ever watch a movie and it's like beneath a star? Like they have like this movie with George Clooney and Julia Roberts, and they're doing a movie where like their kids are getting married or something in Hawaii, and it's like some comedy, and it's almost like this comedy should be done by, like, I don't know, lesser comedians or something, but they're in it. It's like Academy Award winners
Right.
are in this goofy comedy doing pratfalls and whatnot, and it just seemed like, you know, and it doesn't look like it's gonna, based on the trailer, it doesn't look like it's gonna like win any awards or like make a lot of money or anything. But I feel like they just did it just to go on vacation, you know. It was a simple script. They don't have to cry that much or,
Right.
you know, do a lot of acting or running around, you know. They could just, like, you know, be in a vehicle together, comedic vehicle together, just like, you know, get a free trip to Hawaii, you know. Now, when the promo, when they go on like Jimmy Fallon or something to promote it, they're not going to say, I did this so I could go on vacation, get an easy paycheck in order to, you know, pay for the new mansion in the rising taxes of California. Like, you know, they're not going to say that.
Right.
But we all know that's why they did it. So when Jamil says, hey, I just, like, you know, I got paid, I met some people, who cares? You're taking this too seriously. Like, we know why she took the role, like, you know.
So
Then later on, she had to walk it back and be like, no. It's a fantastic show. It's amazing.
This is the last part I'm gonna play on this. Sabrina asks, like, did I read that right? She never. So what it was is she claims that she's read She-Hulk, but that Star Wars girl had called her out on basically the whole attitude that She-Hulk has through the show is that she hates the fact that she became She-Hulk, when in the comic book she actually loves the fact that she became She-Hulk and could transform at will. And it was actually hyped, and it was actually encouraging Bruce to not be so down despite all that he's gone through, as opposed to in the show where she didn't like being She-Hulk and she was just talking down to Bruce about his experience. So like it was kind of like the 180. But here's the beginning. I don't need to play all of this. The beginning of, I guess, her first interview. I don't actually understand this interview because
For the line crew,
give me a second, y'all.
go-getters.
I gotta deal with the line crew right now.
Supplies and solutions.
Oh,
Hey Jessica, how are you?
oh my
Scott,
bad.
nice to meet you.
This is a whole different interview. That's not the one I was looking for. Maybe I'll watch that one on my own time to see what oh my goodness, where's the one? Oh, I think it might have. Oh, it's this one. Don't ask me why the person who's interviewing her sounds super low.
Joining the MCU has been a very long time dream of mine. I've been trying for years to get my foot in through this door. I mean, I've had to threaten to burn the studio to the ground just to get to this point. So it's been a dream come true.
I just love her joke comment that she had to threaten to burn the studio to the ground. If you don't let me in here, I'm gonna I'm gonna
Terrorism.
Yeah, word.
Talk about your love of She-Hulk and why you wanted to work with her for so long.
She-Hulk was always my favorite character from Marvel Comics, and it was really the John Byrne run that made me fall in love with her because I loved how irreverent she was. I love how funny she was. I love how lighthearted and fun. There was this levity to the comics that was like a breath of fresh air because traditionally superhero comics are, pretty dramatic, very action oriented and sometimes can get very heavy. It's a lot of serious men dealing with serious issues. And so it was just so fun and refreshing to see this, hilarious, like sassy, 6'7" green woman who was saving the world but also making quips, and not taking it too seriously, because it also felt very real that somebody would deal with, it felt very human that somebody would deal with like trauma and a scary situation. And
I'm not gonna spend too much more on She-Hulk. But
Yeah, I get it. Well, it looks like I looked at the filmography, and it looks like she wrote a bunch of cartoons, episodes.
right.
It's mostly in animation. I'm not familiar with most of these cartoons. Looks like they lasted about 9 episodes of Robot Chicken. I mean, I know Robot Chicken, but this from 2014. It's an episode called Trent Gets Schooled for a cartoon called Lab Rats. I think this is a cartoon.
I just love like the
No,
I mean,
maybe it's live action. I can't tell.
she joking about like burning the studio down. Like I'm like, okay. And
Lab Rats, Silicon Valley. She did an episode. Okay, did episode of Rick and Morty, Pickle Rick, which I think is like one of their popular episodes. A show called Take My Wife lasted 14 episodes. Like from the trailers and the stuff I've seen, it kind of does have that modern comedy cartoon style. Like, I don't know, it's not mostly jokes, it's mostly like, I don't know, quick bantery statements or something,
Yeah, and that's why it wasn't funny.
And OMG random things that happen out of nowhere,
Yeah.
Sometimes all comedy is different, some people like that stuff. I'm old school, so it's like, look, I don't know. But sitcoms were great. Like, I think of when I think of sitcoms, I think of like the great sitcoms like Cheers and Seinfeld and Night Court and
Right.
That 70s Show and Married with Children, things like that, where you have a bunch of characters with defined personalities. You have the smart one, you have the you have the nerdy one, you have And then they kind of round out the personalities as the shows go on, Like you really, and you got to like the characters. And then they tell jokes. It's funny.
She didn't want to write about first of all, she said like the other comics was just about serious men dealing with serious issues. I'm like, oh men? What about Rogue don't exist? You know, Jean Grey don't exist.
Yeah.
Elektra didn't exist. Like, okay. Storm.
Well, yeah. Well, anyway, that's She-Hulk for you.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
move on to something else. We have
Animated is here. What's up?
Animated T-Dot. What up?
Oh.
Yeah, let's check out. Let's see what's happening to our other news item today.
Oh man. Jump straight into this one right here.
Yeah, this was the news of the day yesterday.
Yeah.
And I guess it's still going on because
it's still
CBS
happening.
News. Well, that was time for the backlash. The blacklash or whatever.
I don't even know where to start here. I got like 2 different articles. I got 2 different articles from 2 aisles of the fence, just to be funny. I'm not gonna read, the whole thing, but oh come on,
That's right. We're gonna generate sales with MailChimp. Kanye West faces backlash for wearing a shirt that's with White Lives Matter slogan. Yeah, this was a wild story, I guess. He's stirring up the pot. At his Paris fashion show on Monday,
hold on.
Kanye.
Yeah,
oh man.
Yeah.
You ever notice like all these news websites? It's just like a series of pop-ups, It's
Yeah, I'm
just
like, what is this?
goodness,
It's like spam.
Oh my goodness, aren't you subsidized by like some, I don't know, some multinational, I don't know, Illuminati corporation that you don't need to be spamming me with advertisements 24/7? Like, is that okay? Is that all right? Do you have to lie us into a new war or something? Like, aren't you busy doing that instead of like, I don't know, using Flash animation to like cyber harass me? My goodness. Anyway, at his Paris fashion show on Monday, Kanye West wore a shirt with the phrase "White Lives Matter" on the back. Alongside him was conservative commentator Candace Owens, who wore the same shirt in white. The rapper, who officially changed his name to Ye earlier this year, wore the shirt at a fashion show for his Yeezy brand. According to Complex, models also wore the White Lives Matter shirts during the show. That's right. The phrase "White Lives Matter," you notice they're repeating this phrase like all the time. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to like really hit.
Well, I mean, we're on CBS.
The SEO search on this one, like, it's really weird. Like, just emerged as a racist response to the Black Lives Matter movement in 2015. I never heard of this phrase being used in 2015 as like a response. Like, I don't think I've heard that one.
I heard all lives matter. Maybe
I've heard that. I don't know. I heard this thing has been adopted and promoted by. I'm sure it's the internet, right? You'll find like someone using a phrase somewhere on the internet. If you could find that person, then you could like say, "Aha." Yes, has been adopted and promoted by white supremacist groups and sympathizers, according to the Anti-Defamation League. West and Owens not only showed support for White Lives Matter. Now that's interesting. Now that's interesting because they're linking them to whatever movement that they're talking about, like, and not just that it's a statement on their shirt.
Right.
They're saying it's connected to like a deeper movement of like, I guess, a bunch of clan killers or something. Right? I don't know. Anyway, after Monday's fashion show, Owens posted photos of her outfit on her Instagram story. One post appeared to be a screenshot of a story from West's accounts, which read, "Everyone know that Black Lives Matter was a scam now. It's over. You're welcome. The story is no longer on West's account." Interesting.
I mean, it's a story. It disappears in 24 hours anyway.
Oh, it's true. It's a story. Yeah, right. Exactly. It's no longer a West account.
No duh. Like,
Interesting. Right. The story, that's pretty slick. You know what that means, right? It's like they wrote it in a way that made it look
Oh
like he
my
deleted
god,
it,
bro!
like he regretted it. But the stories all delete anyway. But they're hoping on people who don't know that stories delete to think that he deleted it. It's like a psychological trick, you know? It's like some psyop. It's very interesting. Anyway, it says, here we go. This is the part of the article where they pad it out for
Yes.
because the writer gets paid by the word. It's talking about the history of
Right.
BLM gained national attention after 2014 death of Michael Brown. Yada yada yada. The movement is meant to dismantle a system that was designed to criminalize Black people. That was designed to criminalize poor people and people of color with other oppressed people. One of its founders, Alicia Garza, told TBS News in 2020. Many activists condemned West's shirt. In comments, Mark Lamont Hill, an activist, tweeted West's decision to wear a White Lives Matter shirt is disgusting, dangerous, and irresponsible. Yep. Okay.
Where's Sean King to tweet against this? And they're going on and on and on. I have a question.
On and on. Yeah.
Are they gonna? No, they're not. Of course they're not.
All right, that's enough of that.
Of course they're not. This was the Fox News version of this, but
they're of course loving this, you know.
Got a little fluff. The animator says you got a little fluff in these articles. Sheesh. It's like,
yeah, exactly. They're gonna trace the whole history back instead of talking about what just happened right now. It's just like that's when I know I could skip. All right, we got the point.
right.
And what are they saying? Are they saying something different here?
I don't know. They're gonna talk about that missing money that from Black Lives Matter.
Oh yeah, they were buying mansions and
yeah. I'm like,
well, the leaders, Patrice Cullors. Yeah, Patrice Cullors guy bought mansions in, I guess, rich white neighborhoods and stuff, and they're wondering what was that about. And then she said, "Well, buying mansions is part of, you know, attacking white supremacy or something," and no one bought it. You know, no one bought that story. Really, it was just like, I was like, "What is this about?" Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, I didn't really get it. But people were upset about that, you know. And you notice they haven't been talking about them in the news for a while. Like they kind of that whole organization is over now. A lot of donations were funded just to like, you know, to that Act Blue organization that helps get Democrats elected. So I guess they got what they wanted. Now they're gone. Like poof pow. They shall return one day or something like Neo from the Matrix. Like he will return one day.
Unless I'm skimming too fast, then Fox is not even talking about it either. That would have been my first point. I'm like, bro, they stole money. None
allegedly, right?
Allegedly, in the news.
Put that in there.
Because it wasn't even just Patrice; it was like other people, a whole bunch of.
But there was other people like commentating, you know, that are not right-wing people. Like Charlemagne the God noticed that, and he talked about like he was upset about that fact, and you know they're pretty much in it. And wasn't Patrice Cullors like she was gonna be making TV shows for Warner Brothers Television? Like how's that working out?
I don't know. She could do the next season of She-Hulk.
She was gonna be like what? Because they hired her as executive to like I don't know oversee shows and create new programs. So she's like gonna be like the Kevin Feige of the WB. Is that what's going on right now? Can you imagine? Where's that gig? You know, it's just media silence on her right now. And I guess Kanye West is trolling and Candace are trolling the situation by saying White Lives Matter, which is pretty provocative, you know. I'm not sure, you know, and maybe they'll explain and maybe they won't, you know.
I mean, if they're trolling, there's no need to you can't explain because then it'll like destroy the trolling.
Right, because in trolling, you are the content. Like like how trolling works is that when you troll, you don't explain the troll. like the outrage is the gold in the response, because now you're the content, whatever you tweet. So like Mark Lamont Hill is now the content, tweeting, I need answers, I need it now, I don't understand, I hate this, but I want answers, I need to know. It's just like you're like, you know, the, your bipolar nature is like wrapping your heart and tugging it at two ends, and they're just there like laughing and stuff,
Right.
trying to, you know, they'll use the headlines for more content. And, you know, I can't really say. I just like at some point, like, I don't know, race has to just like, you know, take a chill pill on this, you know? We're all gonna have to just say, America, you know, we talked about race. You know, they had like fights in the street about it, you know, we had unrest, you know, we elected politicians. They're more corrupt than ever before.
Yep.
You know, we elected them to help us solve this, and they just made things worse. So at the end of the day, I don't know. You might have to like call it a draw. You know what I mean? Now I know no one likes the third Matrix film, Matrix Revolutions or something.
Yes.
But at some point, like the machines and the humans just had to like take a truce and just like relax a little
Yes.
bit. You know,
Yes.
they still don't like each other. They still don't trust each other. But at the end of the day, you know, maybe we just gotta take a chill pill on this. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I know like a lot of people put their whole back on this, like put their whole like financial future in this, like Mark Lamont Hill or Patrice Cullors, all these people. You know, the people who do She-Hulk with the sexuality and the gender and all this. But at the end of the day, you know, just for like the survival of the country and their own survival as well. You know what I mean? Like Warner Brothers had to sell the CW for $100 million because no one wanted to watch, you know, TV shows that were lecturing them and all this. I mean, they didn't sell it for 100 million. They were 100 million in debt, and they sold it for $0. You
Oh,
know,
good lord.
so a lot of this is just like crumbling down, and everyone hates each other. We're living in a crappy time right now. World War III is on the brink.
Right.
So, I mean, we're gonna have to just like peel back a little bit. You know, they you know, there was a man,
Hmm.
um, who named Rodney King, right? And there was also a man named Reginald Denny. One was Rodney King was beat by the cops. Reginald
Hmm.
Denny was beat by rioters during the LA riots.
Hmm.
They both had a speech together telling everyone to calm down and relax. And then Rodney King said, "Can't we all just get along?" And the media laughed at him. They had skits making fun of him
Yeah. For the longest.
for the longest, right? But at the end of the day, was that bad advice though? Like,
It was not. It was not bad advice.
you know, maybe he just needs to just relax. You know what I'm saying? Go plant a tree or something like that. You know, watch a movie together. You know what I mean? Instead of just like, I don't know, having some kind of because what else is gonna happen? What else is the solution to this? Like people just gonna like, I don't know, wear their race as like some kind of
Badge.
suit of armor, like in House of the Dragon or something like that, and like put on, and then go do battle in the street until one survives. And like, what's the point? Like,
That's why my next stream, I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna, you know, what's that song? When I'm black, y'all, and I'm black. My pronouns is be black. You know what I'm saying? Alpha Proto
oh
said,
man, yeah. What's the chat say? Scroll back a little bit. Like, Animated says, Dan, how you know I got to ask, how we doing with the Red series? It's going well, actually. Volume 2. I added some splash pages. You know, I'm trying to get fancy with it. You know what I mean?
there you go.
I'm trying to get fancy with it. I mean, there were already some in there, but now I'm trying to like, you know, get a little spice to it. You know, put some flavor into it.
Some seasoning on
So yeah, put some season on it. Put some stank on it.
it. Some adobo.
You know,
some-
it's a lot of action. Like, you know, it's a lot of action in there. Like, it's kind of weird because like, you know what it was with the comic book? what we're talking about is a comic book that Sean and I worked on
Yeah.
called Red a Cyberpunk Fairytale. And we did volume 1. It's available on our website. You get links in the description. And I'm doing volume 2. And there's like a lot of action. Like I try to have like a little rules to this. Going forward, I define more rules for myself. So like the dialogue scenes, I have it like to like about 2 pages and change. Mostly.
Mhm.
Then I do a scene change to something else. You know what I mean? But a lot of it is done through action, you know what I mean? Because I was watching a lot of like old movies. Like I was watching Mad Max. I was also watching a lot of cartoons and like animation and stuff. Reading some old comic books, you know, like some old Punisher stuff, a lot of Chuck Dixon stuff. And their stuff is just like pulp style, like it keeps moving, you know.
Right.
Nowadays, modern comics are like written sort of like, you know, very, you know, yap, a lot of talking about food or drinking coffee, and then maybe one guy will punch someone in issue 4 or something, you know, whatever. This one, it's like story and action are one. It's like sustained. So this is what I'm doing right now. I don't know. Maybe some people like it. I think people will like it. I think it's something that will demand your attention. You know, I got a lot of effects in there.
Right.
You know, it's not. It's gonna be interesting. I think that's all I'll say about it. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting for people to read. What else? Anime says got a little fluff in these articles. Yeah, had a lot of fluff. Brina says, why is everything always dangerous? I don't know. Everything's always dangerous, but we survived. We read the article and we survived.
Yeah, I wasn't hurt.
I wasn't hurt. Was anyone in the chat hurt? You know, if you are, we're not legally liable.
I saw the term "white lives matter" and like it affected my soul to such a degree that. Hold on, I'll show.
It's obviously a troll, so that you can go on their website and read why they did. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. It's like we know why they did it. They're going to have some discussion about it, or Candace Owens will explain. Go on her website; she'll tell you why she did it.
Right.
You know, most of us are just waiting for the time we don't have to even like have T-shirt wars anymore. You know, we could go live in the time when, remember back in the day in the 90s when we didn't care about this shit?
Those were the days.
You know, we just watch whatever, like Family Matters was on. We watched that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The only show on TGIF, I think that was like the whitest show was like Boy Meets World or something. And like they even had an interracial relationship and no one cared about that. People like that. That was one of the most popular parts of the show. And they didn't mention race and it was like a fine. Not that they don't have to, they should not mention it, but they happen to not mention it, and there weren't riots about them not mentioning it. You know?
Hold on, sorry.
You know, I just
if
don't like
see me looking lost. I'm just looking for my Apple Pencil, but you could go on there.
Yeah, I'm just like, we don't need to be triggered by everything. We don't need to be programmed or prodded. You know what I'm saying? All the time. Like, we don't have to have a Pavlovian dog response to like every single thing when they want you to, you know? Animated says, so I heard a theory Kanye is playing 5D chess, and the reason why he put White Lives Matter is something to do with blacks not being in the black law book. I can't elaborate. I heard it today. Black people not recognized in the law book. I don't know what that means. I guess we'll have to research it. I guess this t-shirt is like some kind of like onion. You have to peel the layers back and then you'll learn about why he put that there or something. It's like Twin Peaks or something. Like it's just a mystery wrapped in an enigma. You know, we're just two artists, okay? We're like humble artists trying to figure out what's going on in the 5D chess world that's going on right now. So you have to bear with us as people have some kind of, I don't know, racial reckoning in the United States or something. Like, what else? Alpha Proto, what is up? If you solve a problem, then you can't talk about it anymore. If your job is to talk about a problem and the problem gets solved, you're out of a job, pretty much. So you gotta hashtag keep it going, you know. I still remember in Living Color skit. Yeah. See, in Living Color used to hit on all sides. And we don't really have shows like that anymore where they hit on all sides, because now it doesn't seem to be that, because hitting on all sides actually is entertaining and funny and gets you ratings.
Right.
But apparently these companies, they don't want, it's not about money. It's not about money from you. Let's just put it that way. It's still about money, but it's not money from the customer that they're only concerned about. They're worried about losing money in a different way. Worry about losing money if they get like protested at by some nonprofit that has government grant money from the State Department. Like they're concerned about that revenue. They should be concentrated on the customer. That should be the revenue they should care about. So as you get like, bigger government, you're going to get like the state tied in with the private sector, so you got like a fascist regime happening right now. So that's why we deal with like entertainment that annoys, political commentary that's skewed to one direction. Yeah, we're just here trying to survive it, and comment about it. Alpha Proto says, no, Animated says, yeah, right, no problem, no job, yeah. Brina says, so Elon, did he buy Twitter for real this time? Yes. So did he buy it for real? That's our last story, right?
Right.
So did he?
If you wanted to, because I was about to jump into finishing up this Isom thing. Did you wanna?
Well, if you could briefly describe it. So what's the deal? Because you brought this up. Did he buy it or what? Like,
so yeah,
you said this is a breaking news.
Yeah, it was like breaking news.
Yes, MSN News. Elon Musk's $44 billion Twitter deal back on. Well, the deal between Twitter and Elon Musk is back on the table. The world's richest man made an offer to buy the social media platform for $54.20 a share. An offer Twitter accepted. Ooh. USA reported, we received a letter from the Musk parties, which they have filed with the SEC. The intention of the company is to close the transaction at $54.20 per share. Twitter Investors Relation verified account. All right. So it says Musk sent his proposal in a letter to the platform 2 weeks before Twitter's lawsuit, seeking to force him to proceed with the deal. Was scheduled to go to trial in Delaware Chancery Court. Musk was scheduled to be deposed in the case later this week. Musk said he would go forward with the deal if the Delaware Chancery Court agreed to enter an immediate stay. Twitter filed a lawsuit after the Tesla founder tried to call off the $44 billion deal to purchase the company in July, according to a copy of the letter from Elon Musk's legal team that Twitter included in a regulatory filing Tuesday. Twitter shares went up 22% on the news after trading paused. Analysts said Musk's offer was a sign that he faced challenges in court. He had already lost several legal battles over how much information Twitter had to disclose. However, analysts did not rule out other plot twists. One thing that seems certain in this saga, where we've witnessed many twists and turns, is that nothing appears predictable. No. That clarifies everything. Says Scott Kessler, global sector lead for technology, media, and telecommunications at Third Bridge. Following the news of the deal, Musk took to Twitter to announce buying Twitter is an accelerant to creating X, the everything app. So it looks like he's acknowledging that he's buying Twitter and is accelerant to creating X. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Is that the name of the new? Is his name is that going to be the new brand or something? I think it.
No, that's the super move from Street Fighter versus X-Men. It comes on
right.
X Berserker Barrage. Yeah, I don't know what he was talking about. I was like, is X his new joint? Oh.
All right, so let's jump into Isom fan art.
While we
talk about this. So Sean has decided that he's gonna enter. He decided what? I decided long ago to live on everyone's shadow. Yeah, he decided he's gonna enter the Isom Fan Art Contest.
Yep.
So he's been working on this piece here, which I think is pretty cool. You got Isom, you got Yaira in the back, and you have one of the members of Alpha Core.
Yep.
Some people have received their Isom copies in the mail. We have React and Draw. Have you received it in the mail, Song?
No, I haven't, but that was to be expected because I did it probably, I want to say, the week before. Like, literally, I ordered it the week before his last week.
So it's like maybe a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks before the, whatever the campaign
Right.
was over. So he'll get to it eventually. It's not a rush. You know what I mean? He's a one-man operation. You know what I'm saying? So but it'd be interesting. So Sean's going off of what he knows from the
Just the
the artwork
commercial.
released on the website so far.
Yes.
So we don't really have an idea of what Isom's powers are yet. But we know that he's buff, apparently.
He's buff and
He
he looks like he mean business. That's about all I know about this man.
Right. He's obviously owns a total gym in his house right now.
Right. The only thing
A solo flex, a bow flex.
Now, I'm just gonna do
Perfect push up.
Mild surgery here. I feel like I should extend this forearm slightly, which I'm going to do.
He has a crucifix on his belt, so I assume he has a religious angle happening in the book. I don't know what it is yet. I don't know, but we're dying to find out.
Wait, what the heck? Oh, it's on the wrong.
Alpha Proto says, "Are you drawing the Isom?" Oh yes, well. Animated says Twitter's not even worth that much. I guess it's not worth that much in terms of revenue generation, but it is worth like billions in terms of influence on the media and the young people and the governments around the world. And he'll have to face another challenge that if he starts putting on people that go against narratives that big tech don't want, that the government doesn't want, then he's going to have a problem with the App Store.
Yes.
If they remove him from that or any other other business deals, that they're going to attack him from different vectors if he tries to say things like you're not supposed to say nowadays. So, which I mean will be an obvious attack because it's like suddenly he buys it and then like day 2 he's being investigated by the Justice Department and Apple iStore doesn't want to carry Twitter, even though like they've been carrying Twitter for like I don't know forever since there was an iStore or something. It's like it won't make any sense, but the world's not operating on a lot of sense right now. Okay. No. It's just about will to power and what you're willing to do to get it. And the past doesn't matter. Morals don't matter. Rules don't matter. Laws don't matter. You just have to have the balls to do it and stand by it.
Right.
Which is not a good lesson for the youth of America nowadays, but they don't really care about that either. So.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say, God knows what they teaching the youth right now.
Exactly.
Speaking of youth, maybe tomorrow. Always meant to do this on the YouTube. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'll think about it. We'll go over one of those questionnaire videos. There's a new one out. For fun. We'll just watch it on here. Maybe. Actually, no. Maybe that should be for an actual react and draw video, to be honest.
Okay. So Animated says, Brina says, yeah, I think that was the whole problem Elon had. With the cost of Twitter. Well, yeah, he wanted to buy it for less. I think maybe he was trying to muscle the price down because he said there was a lot of bots, and then maybe he would have got them to bring the price down, but then they took up to court.
Right.
And I guess they settled on this price. I think it was a lot. I don't know if it was less than what he was going to buy it for. but I'm sure he wanted a lot more or less than that. But so what? Like, buy it, dude. Like, who cares? Even if he buys it and turns it off, it'll be like,
Oh, that'd be amazing.
it'll be interesting, you know? Because Twitter basically runs on the legacy of when it was free speech. Same thing with Facebook.
Right.
Now that it's like socially engineered to the point where they want you to just repeat phrases that they want you to repeat and all this, or else they take you off or fact check you, you know, he can like just turn it off. They would have to make up a new social media platform,
Yeah, I guess so.
or just do what he wanted to do, like take it off of public and put it back to private and just run it. Dare them to take it off. Brings free speech back and dare them to throw you off. Like, you know, we're all not gonna make it in this world anyway. I mean, if you have a lot of money, might as well do something cool with it.
Do something bold.
Yeah, we're gonna invent another cell phone or some shit. Like,
I better wake up tomorrow and find out he bought this thing.
yeah, this is not just a bunch of cap. You know, people want excitement. You know what I mean? People want like something bold and new.
I just want
like we don't want the same static stuff. We're tired of like the same old stuff. Like what, another streaming service, another superhero movie, another phone, another. You know, like this is all we got now. Like another war. Like you can't look at anything. You already know what's coming, and what you don't know what's coming sucks. It's like, can we have something like interesting that's like, bold? So I'm glad he bought it. I'm glad he was forced to buy it. How about that? Like, you know, I'm more interested in this than like the solar car and like whatever and sending the rocket into space. TBH.
Right.
Alpha Proto says, Rippa said, even if you don't win, there's a chance to work in the future. Oh, that's good.
Well, cool. Because I don't know if I'm going to win. I'm just like doing this. You know what I'm saying?
And Alpha Proto said he got the Isom book. Oh, okay. Well, did you like it? What did you think, Alpha Proto?
Oh, yeah. I want to know.
You can leave your little review in the chat. I'm interested to know. I looked at some reviews, and you know they liked it. A lot of them were. It's funny because there was some tweet or something for one of these haters, and they were saying like, "Yo, you ever notice that everyone's giving us glowing reviews? Like they're like kissing his butt or whatever, and they're giving it glowing remarks." And it's like, first of all, the general gist, because I've actually one that's not true, because I've seen some interviews that were critical about it. But even the ones that were critical just said it was a solid book.
Yes.
Like the worst review I saw, maybe there's one that just like hates it outright. I didn't see one, but the worst I saw was like a guy gave it like a 6.5.
Oh, right.
And I'm like, well, a 6.5 for like a person's debut book who never did comics before. Like, I mean, that's pretty good. And you know, it was an honest 6.5.
Yeah.
Because this guy's not like a follower of Ripper's channel, and he's critical of like other books and other whatever Comics Gates books. So to give it a 6.5, you know,
he was speaking from the heart when he
right, exactly. Especially compared to what comics today are giving you, you know.
Oh yeah. It's
like, so obviously like he's you know, he's not working with a lot of competition, let's just put it that way. So we'll see what happens. I'd like to see what he comes up with.
I'm still waiting for
Animated says, if you don't have your own servers, you're screwed. Yeah, you gotta have like I don't know, these days you gotta be like anti-fragile. Like there was a book called Anti-Fragile, written by, I guess I forgot the name of the guy, Nassim Talib or something like that. Maybe let's get that right. Who wrote Anti-Fragile? Anti-Fragile book by, yeah. So anyway, it's about like you kind of, it's all lessons in the book, but I think a lot of people when they refer to the book, they mean like if you game out like all the ways that you could fail or something, you'll have like plan B, plan C, plan, you know, D.
Interesting.
to avoid problems in the future. You kind of want to stay ahead of your problems, instead of trying to come up with solutions in the moment, because that will happen anyway, but you don't want like 5 things happening like that. So Elon has to have his plan B and C and D. Like a lot of the other social media websites that tried to start up, like Getter and what was the other one? Parlor, and
I forgot that Parler even existed, bro.
they had like problems because they weren't ready for the traffic influx that happened. So they weren't prepared for the servers. So the servers crashed first day because they underestimated the influx of people. And then Amazon AWS like just cut them off because they thought like a bunch of like, I don't know, domestic terrorists were going to be on the site. So, and they didn't have a backup servers and they had to go get someone else. But immediately, like but if you look at anyone who's been like deplatformed in America, like they have their own servers already. But they thought like, I don't know, because they were, they didn't prep for these things. So they should prep for those. But now other people learn from their mistakes. They're like, okay, who's a server that will take my business? And they have to go with them. So you want to stay ahead of the game if possible. If you're like if you're some kind of, I don't know, radical dissident like Elon Musk or
right.
Anyway,
sorry, I was about to say forgive my silence, y'all. I was just concentrating on this thing there. Although I will get off soon because the tiredness is starting to hit your boy.
Let's see. Brina says no. Oh, say something else. Animated says don't. Yeah. Alpha Proto says, I like that Rippa let people see all the fan art submissions. It lets us know what we're up against.
Right. It's a very transparent contest.
Everybody wins, though, because they're showcased. You know what's funny though? You'll see like a lot of comic books from like Image, or they have website, right? You notice they don't have like a fan art section, or like Dark Horse, they don't have fan art sections.
That is true.
They don't do that, which is interesting. Maybe they should. They want fan engagement. They should have fan art contests for their properties.
That is a good idea, though.
It's be a more positive form of engagement rather than like, I don't know, yelling at the fans or something. So says Alpha Proto says too much world building, not enough story. I left reading the book with as much information as the pitch. Oh, he was not a fan of it. He says he didn't like it. He said it could have been done 22.
Interesting.
The art and lettering is good. The book as a product is made well. He was expecting an origin story, and it's not an origin story. Interesting. I did see a review from a guy. He liked it. It was a positive review, and he did say that it sort of talks about his life, and he talks about him as a not as Isom yet. Like he acknowledges that he, I guess, was a superhero, and it's dealing with him as he's a person. So I guess it's a lot of stuff going on that will lead into future issues. But I think that there are superheroics, right? I mean, maybe Alpha Proto in the chat can
soon they got
talk about it, because it's like,
around, like
I mean, it's not going to be 90 pages of someone just like talking and walking, right? I mean, because that's a complaint that a lot of YouTubers make about comics, regardless of the politics. They talk about how there's nothing going on in the story, like action wise and stuff. So I don't know if Rippa, is there some action, or he's just not in the outfit yet or something? Because
I thought he would be.
Yeah, I'm hearing different things.
I'll have to find out when I get mine.
Yeah,
So animated.
that's
Said
interesting.
Everyone, good night. Oh,
all right. Have Animated. Take care. Have a good one.
There is action, but nothing very superhuman. Really?
That's interesting. We'll have to read it. Like, I'm very interested to read it. I assume Sean's, the copy sent to his cribbo, so that's
right. yeah, this is I'm gonna submit this
Like I
out.
know, like it's very street level. Like the review I heard was from the guy. He said it was very street level.
Mm,
So it's not like cosmic or anything, like him flying around and throwing Hadoukens that would destroy the street or something like that. You know, it's
that's
sort of like a localized story.
right.
And it's what, 90? How many pages is it? 90 something?
96.
96 pages. Wow. That's a lot of pages, man. Maybe not. I mean, well, I don't know. Is that a lot of pages? I know like these trade paperbacks from Marvel, they're like, you know,
A ton of pages.
a ton of pages, but it doesn't matter because those are like, you know, it's a big company. They can afford to pay the artists and slap all together like years and years of floppies together. But I guess for like a crowdfunder,
Mhm.
96 pages is a lot. I think like the average crowdfunder is like what, 64 pages or something. Cyberpunk Fairytale, I got it right now. It's gonna be like 88 pages plus.
There you
And I
go.
say plus by like maybe I'll put some extras in the back or something. But it's like 88 pages of story. So it's a little longer than the first one.
Right. Wait, the first one was how much? It was hold on.
It's 88 pages as well, but
First
I
one
think
right
in terms
here.
yeah, this is our comic right here. Yeah, shameless plug. It's in context to the story, okay?
Right.
It's a context to the channel, right? Brina says, I don't give an F about no reviews. I'm just waiting to read it with my own eyeballs.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's 78 pages in total. Oh, 78
Yeah.
pages of story.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've seen some crowdfunders and maybe like the people in the comment section could confirm, or like I've seen some crowdfunders that do 48 pages or something. Like it's just like of a graphic novel and they will call it a graphic novel.
Mhm.
But like I think like 48 pages wouldn't be a graphic novel, right? It'd be like more like a one shot or something, right? I don't really know the terms. Like I kind of forget. Like can you get like a hard, like a like what do you call it? Like a hard cover, like a soft cover, like a you know, one of those stiff covers
Mhm.
on a 48 page? Or I guess you can.
Like hardcover perfect binding? I think so.
Yeah, probably. It's tough because it's like, look, doing long comics are exhausting. I give you that. Like
Oh
they
yeah.
are exhausting. Because once you hit like page 20, you think like you're a king, you can do anything. But then like once you hit like page 43 or some random shit like that, you're not even. You're like, oh my god, like it's gonna take forever. But you gotta give the people what they want, you know. Oh yeah, Sam Rogers. Yeah, Isom wasn't a crowdfunder. Yeah. I understand that. I'm just talking about like I don't know. I guess I was just talking about crowdfunders in general. Like the page count of most crowdfunders.
Mhm.
I think this is like it's not a crowdfunder. He's correct because he pre-bought all. You know, he paid for all the printing already. This was like pre-sales.
Right.
So if no one bought it, he would just have a pile of copies in his house or something. But obviously that did not happen. People bought the books in droves. So
Need one more layer. Is it gonna let me have one more
Alpha
layer?
Proto says, I'm sure I would like your comic more. Well, thank you, Alpha Pro. Well,
Oh.
you know, check out the link in the description.
Thank you.
You know, there's like preview pages with dialogue you can read. But I am interested to read this book though, because I gotta see what the hype's about. This piece looks great, by the way.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
drawing right here. This is fantastic, you know.
Thank you, sir.
And it's
Thank
the
you.
start of something, yes. See, Rippa is I guess he's anti-fragile. He's obviously like at least studied the tenets of that philosophy, because he's like, I'm gonna have it on my own website with my own server. you know, for the most part,
Right.
it doesn't reliance on like Indiegogo or anything like that. Because if but they've done a lot of crowdfunding work before. Of course, this is not a crowdfunder, so I don't. I
Right.
guess he wasn't going to go on there anyway, so I guess it didn't matter.
Oof. All right, yo, what time is it?
But we're interested to see what happens. So yeah, so this is it. Look at that,
Yeah, I'm just gonna put a
crazy.
effect or two on it and go submit it because I got some other work to get on to. Name and
Now
date
this is due when? This is due when?
the 7th.
The 7th. That's like in 3 days. So you're gonna like, I guess, send this off tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Hopefully people will like it.
See, we will see.
I think it looks cool.
Thank you, sir.
It's got the anime flavor in there. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you like it? I like it.
And there's some little things that I'm seeing right now that's bugging me. Like I forgot to glow Yaira's eyes. I don't know how I forgot that.
Alpha Proto says, "Dang, I need to start mine." I guess so.
Oh man, yeah. Listen, whoa, no. I think I start. When did I start mine? Then, like last week, maybe.
Yeah, you never know what you could do. You know what I'm saying? There's still time. Like 3 days. You never know. It's good. Alpha Proto says, "I like the heavy blacks."
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's become a staple of my style now. Like just to start, spotting blacks.
You say he just needs 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I did the I did the brunt of this while I was watching said show that I shouldn't have been watching. What's that? The great attorney at law.
Exactly. Great. Great migraine inducing.
Now it's funny because I don't know how many episodes they're having, but I'm feeling like, well, I might as well watch the last episode, whatever that is.
Alpha, yeah, we're talking about She-Hulk.
Oh yeah, we were talking about She-Hulk earlier, and I subjected myself to She-Hulk, and I was just talking about how it looked like one of those like corporate harassment training videos on what not to do. 'Cause every dude in there was like either like super stupid. I wouldn't say super stupid. They were incompetent or silly, or they were just a complete like a-hole. And I mean a-hole. It was like on the level of like, hey, guess how many dates I went on like last weekend, like stuff like that. Like I'm just like, bro, like this is training manual 101 right now.
It says Shamari Nedrick says, "Change your title. Hopefully you can get more traction since you did Isom Fan Art."
Did I put any title? Didn't I put that in the title?
It's in the title. It's like near the end of the title.
Yeah,
so maybe
it
get cut off by like people's like phone or something.
Oh, that's
but
true.
We'll probably take this video because what we do is that Sean did this on Procreate. So there's a time lapse available for this piece.
Right.
So he'll probably make a separate video.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna
showing
make a
that
video for this.
Like it could be a short. So when that comes out, hopefully you'll click on it, click on the video. In fact, for this video, if you like the video, thumbs up the video, get us some trending on the algorithm. Maybe we could hear our take on She-Hulk, on Kanye, on Elon Musk, and see the Isom fan art.
Right.
Sean's just putting the odds and ends right there because he needs to submit this because this thing's due in like the 7th or something.
I was like, oh, and I got so many other things to do. So, it was just,
right.
I was down on the wire right now. I gotta do I don't know, John V. Page is on. We gotta work on his comic audio comic debut. So that's going on. And
right. Sean needs to work with me, give me some feedback on Red Volume 2.
Right. So there's that going on. We got to put the odds and ends on the first issue of Metal Legion. Um,
That's right. Sean's artistic comic debut. Well, solo debut, because he had
right.
some work done
In Red in the first volume.
in Red.
If
Yes.
y'all didn't see, for anybody who didn't see Metal Legion, I guess I'll just open the cover, right? If I
Yeah.
could find the freaking thing. Where am I at though? Where? Oh, here we go. It's just 63 hours worth of pain. 63 hours worth of pain.
And there's a YouTube short showing the time lapse of the creation of this cover.
Right.
So this is a comic book, Metal Legion. It's about two kids in a post-apocalyptic future fighting nano machine robots
Right.
that took over the planet. So, yeah, the villains are in the back. You got Osiris. He's king of this world.
Right.
You have Dragon, the silent but deadly protector of the innocents in the wastelands of the future. You
Yep.
have his general in the back, the dude with no shirt on right now.
Oh, my man Anubis over
Shirtless. Anubis right here. Yep. Charging up, looking very angry and vampiric and evil. He's not a vampire. He just
there. Right.
happens to look like
You just got the
one
vampire
right now.
vibe.
Yeah, right, exactly. Shirtless, all these vampires are always shirtless, but not a vampire. You have Wyatt right here. He is the kindly scientist that has created cybernetic parts for these children because they were damaged during a war,
Yep.
and he gave them new cybernetic parts. He's like a genius. So yeah, this is the comic book that Sean's working on for a long time. But it's finally coming out. He wrapped up all the pages. He has to put the lettering
Yep.
on there,
Onto this
and then
bad
it's
boy. And off to the press. Off to the press.
off to the presses. I want to see the first what do you call it? The proof copy.
Oh yes.
All right. Brina says, I hope I can share some good news on my end soon. Yes,
Oh.
yeah. Definitely got to show your comic book. Alpha Proto says Red Volume 1 Red Volume 1's art looks very, what's it say? Longvo influenced.
Yeah, I'll take
Wow, that's
that.
a name I haven't heard in a while. Longvo.
Longvo. I remember Longvo was the man, bro.
There's a Dreamwave dude, right? Or was it Udon? I think it was an Udon guy.
I can't remember.
Or both. A lot of them went to Udon, I think, right? Longvo. There you go. Well, we were always a fan of the Dreamwave and the coloring and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yo.
I mean, I don't
guess
cell shade as much now because I do, I've been like just kind of influenced to do like, the stark blacks, but like, cell shading is, especially Dreamwave stuff. Dreamwave's work was insane. Like I feel like they were like coloring from another realm or something. Shout out to
45.
Pat Lee and them. And
Pat Lee. Yeah, people don't know Pat Lee and Dreamwave. These were Dreamwave was a company by this guy named Pat Lee, and they were in Canada, and they got the Transformers license, and the comic books they've created had like innovations in coloring that they never seen before. Like it looked like an animation straight up. Like it looks like an anime straight up.
Right.
In America, we never saw that kind of layers of coloring anymore. They were still like doing like gradients. He took it to the next level.
They were over coloring. I would never.
Yeah.
I would never. Like when I get to Metal Legion issue 2, I don't know what I'm doing yet as far as issue 2. There will be an issue 2, obviously, but I might, depending on like how much people like it, I might try to do it in the black and white manga style. Not sure.
It's expensive to print comic books, in color.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. We're gonna have to figure out something.
Yeah.
In a way, I just made the book. I mean, and honestly, you should make the book short. The Red Volume 2 is as long as the other one, longer a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's the way it had to be. So, and it's in full color. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because I don't know. Make it a book in color. I'll show you. I'll give YouTube one page because I don't want to. It's YouTube and everything stays on here. So which was come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come
Alpha Proto says that's more my taste. When I get money, I'll have to give it to you. Well, thank you, Alpha Proto.
on. Oh, nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Brina says, send me these artists, please. Which artists?
I think you talk when we were talking about the Dreamwave artist.
Oh, yeah. You can Google Dreamwave comics, Transformers. You just see the coloring.
Right.
It's like
But
it's colored harder than anime. I don't know if that doesn't make any sense, but
this is one of the pages, page 2 of Metal Legion. Here.
Right.
The two kids springing into action right now. It's gonna be some mild outfit changes to this, but yeah. Oh man. Oh. Alpha Proto says Pat Lee drew crazy amounts of detail on his Transformers. Yes, he did.
That he did.
Like I don't know. I don't know. It was just. It was almost unnecessary. Like it was almost unnecessary. Like how much cell shading was like.
But you know what's cool though? It was just like he had the Transformers, and you could tell they were really real fans of Transformers because they got like the original guy who used to write the Marvel stuff to come back and write new stories for them, and they would just handle the art and make it look sick. So the original writer for Marvel Transformers was Simon Furman. Right. And they got him to work on Dreamwave as well. You know, it was kind of similar to how Devils do. They got Larry Hama to write some new comics for them, new stories. That's the kind of fan dedication you'll need nowadays, you know. Like Marvel, they need to like contact like, you know, the OGs to help write.
Right.
And I kind of like that format, you know, you get like an old school writer, like an old dude, like, you know, OG. To work with like a young dude to make sure it looks like hot and crisp. Know what I'm saying? And where's my boy Alvin Lee? That guy.
Alvin Lee.
Drawing ill, bro. Like I think he's working with Capcom doing like, I don't know, whatever he's doing. But
I hope he is. I
hope he is.
Alvin Lee was definitely doing too much. Like
because those guys should be like killing it right now in the comic game.
Definitely. All right. That's enough of that.
Yep. So you got that.
Oh, here you go.
He became a concept artist. Yeah, he should come out with a comic book. He should do a Indiegogo or something. People would buy that.
Remember, he had that one comic book, like New World something.
Yeah, he had like a pinup or something. It said New World Army, and it had like a bunch of people in mass shooting like, I don't know, people in a messed up background, and it looked like an original property or concept or something from him. He should come up with that. Like he should come up with something, because if he did it, he could probably get like a few mil. Yeah, if he markets it right. Yeah, Alpha Proto said Joe Mad did the same thing exactly.
Yeah. Joe Mad. No.
So you got read a Cyberpunk Fairytale that's coming out. You got any art from that or?
On here, I think I have her pinup. Or raunchy pinup.
Raunchy pinup. Raunchy?
This was the last piece I did for Read a Cyberpunk Fairytale.
Right
here.
I mean, you have the book in front of you, so you can like flick that.
Yeah. The actual book.
Actual book.
So
actual
Dan and
cover.
I, we Dan did the majority of this, and I did some of the pages. It's actually noted inside, like which pages, I did.
But if you go on the website, it has all the info.
Cyberpunk Cities, y'all. Cyberpunk Cities. Just so you see. All this, and I still can't play Cyberpunk 2077 because I own a base PS4.
Crazy. Yes, story Red Riding Hood in the future. So Red Riding Hood in this story is a private security. She works for a private security firm, and her grandmother falls victim during this bioterror attack in a shopping mall. And she has to find out the people behind it. And through her adventures, she uncovers a clandestine conspiracy involving mega corporations, the government, terrorist. You know, she discovers her long lost love, and together they must find out who did it and kick major ass.
Right.
A lot of action, a lot of sci-fi, you know, a lot of gunplay. Because I'm a fan of John Woo.
Yeah. As many people should be, but what
So
happened
it's
to
got
John
like
Woo,
2 gun
bro?
action and sword action in this one. Fun. Cause I'm a fan, you know, fan of Cyberpunk, fan of anime. If you like anime, if you like Cyberpunk, if you like action, you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it.
Man. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna head
Anyway,
up.
gang,
Yeah,
heading out.
cause I gotta head up to get some rest for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Well, I guess we'll be back on here tomorrow.
We'll be back to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Talk about some new topics.
Right.
Have some new art. Sean will hopefully have his Isom ready to go.
Yeah. Maybe maybe tomorrow will be the day I do. I'll submit it tomorrow, like live. Like we're going to.
We're gonna submit it live. He's gonna hit the button live.
Yeah, tomorrow live. I'm gonna submit the ISO piece. Boom.
It'll break the internet
Right.
completely. Like
Oh no,
maybe he'll post it on Twitter or something, and then
right.
he'll be a superstar or something.
Try to be.
Hopefully,
Anyway, y'all.
local boy makes it big.
Thank you for coming through to viewing our stream, our live stream, talking about all this madness. And the moral of the story of the day is what's the moral of the story? Let's moral of the story is let's see what kind of Twitter we wake up to tomorrow. Oh, and watch She-Hulk with caution, aka don't watch it. But yeah, that's it. All right, y'all. Peace out.